So what's the easiest, most foolproof way to find the pattern and seam it together in this carpet? In this video, I'm going to break all that down for you. What's cracking? It's Carpet Mike here from CarpetExpertBlueprint.com, bringing you all the tips, tricks, and strategies so that anybody could take on this carpet and flooring business. But if you decide to go into the carpet and flooring business, you might want to ask yourself, what am I doing wrong with my life? Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into this here. So first things first, we got the main piece of carpet here. This is what we're going to start cutting to get our fresh seam edge on. Now for me, I look for what is like the most basic part of the pattern, even though there's a lot of moving parts to this one. What's that one thing that's always going to jump out of me? That's my starting point there. So I took a Phillips head screwdriver, I believe, on this one, and we ran a row down it, separating the fibers and staying on point with the pattern. Now I'm taking my top cutter, running it down that line that I had created there, and cutting a nice clean edge off so we got our good starting point. Now check this out here. That piece right there that I'm lobbing into, that's the edge that I just cut off. I like to take a little template with me. This kind of makes it dummy proof for you here, because what we're doing is looking at what we cut off, we're finding the pattern on our fill piece, and we're measuring over first because we have to figure, well, hey, we need at least 15 inches. So you might find the pattern at 8 inches, but that doesn't do us any good. We got to come out a little further, and I think we found it at about 19 inches on this one. So got the piece laid out there, trying to locate that pattern. I'm going to poke right here, look over. Nope. Let me go ahead and poke around here. Okay, is that it? Is that it to that it? I don't know. Yeah, this is where the dummy proofness comes in. You find your point, mark it with your finger because you can lose it in your eyes there, and then you go ahead and line up the pattern right on it. Say, is all that lining up right? Is this the right one? Boom, that is it. Now after you have it lined up there, that's basically just there as a template so I could confirm the row that I want to cut into. So I'm setting it on there, pattern looks good. Now I'm going to run my row, go ahead and mark the spot off, and look at this, having trouble already. Don't get discouraged if you have trouble, it just happens. You'll get back into the groove there and it'll fly right on through. So let's go ahead and zip on down, get us a nice clean line in that, and once we have it going both ways, we're going to go ahead and take our top cutter to that, and we're going to go ahead and line it up on the main part, which is the next challenge. Let's stay at the task at hand here. Got our row ran. Find that top cutter. All right. Good, good, good. Let's go ahead and drop that into this pattern match line here. And we're going to zip that on down. There we go. Look at that. Always have a fresh blade, and be careful when you're cutting on top of existing carpet. If that blade's out too far, you could have a big old problem on your hands. So now that you've seen that I cut the first part of it, we rolled it up behind me there, slid it down to get the rest of the roll exposed. So I'm just finishing out my row there. Got my top cutter dropped in. I'm going to zip that down the line. Nice and easy. Don't go too fast because you'll jump out of the line and you'll have to start all over again and lose your mind. Woo! All right, everything's good there. Then just take your knife and go ahead and get any of the fibers on the backing there that you may not have cut all the way through. And believe me, not cutting all the way through is a good thing because you could damage the carpet on these more higher end pattern match carpets. Next, we're rolling up the fill piece here. We're going to go ahead and line it up on the seam. Take that all the way down. Here's where the fun begins again, because we're going to go ahead and unroll it, and we're going to slide it past, and then we have to find the pattern again. There's dozens of different little tricks you could do for this, but we're keeping it real simple, stupid on this one. You know what I'm saying? So we can go ahead and keep pushing that forward, and once we get it past the seam there, then I could go ahead and locate the pattern on the seam, and then we're going to go ahead and bring it in, get it taped, and get it seamed together. So everything's lined up. Now we got to step back and make sure to actually line it up right. I think I was off like 3 inches on this one. So here I am marking it off. Does that look right? Look at the smoke coming out of my ears on this one. I just can't seem to figure it out. What's going wrong here? I don't know. So let's go ahead and slide it down. Just shimmy it a little bit. Bring it on in. See if everything's looking good at that point. And once we know we're good to go, we're going to go ahead and get that tape going on there, and then we're going to go ahead and get it seamed up. I don't know if I showed it in this one, but I think at one point we take a screwdriver to it, and basically what we do is mark the pattern on the fill piece, and then we mark it on the main piece. Clearly I didn't show it on this one. That's okay. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and get the tape under this. I'll show that in another video, though, because it's a lightweight, important little trick you can use when you're when feeling defeated trying to line up patterns. You know what I'm saying? So we got the tape going under here. Now we actually have a little fill piece at the other end, a little cross seam we got to do. I want to get this main piece seamed together first so it's held in place. I don't have to think about it, I don't have to worry about it, and life is good. So it's taped, everything's ready to rock. Now we're going to go ahead and get that iron that's heating up at the other end there. We actually have a little gappage at the end. That's perfect spot for it because we can just tap that together. But in the meantime, let's get this main shot burned together. So this is the victory moment there. Kinda, at least for this video. Got the pattern lined up, got the seam iron in place. We're gonna go ahead and just let that glide along. Every 8 to 10 seconds, you just slide it an iron's length forward. Make sure that pattern lines up, because if it's off the slightest bit, game over. You gotta take it all apart, do it over again, and nobody wants to do that. So we're just gonna slowly work our way down, blend everything in, use your fingertips, brush, everything's good. All right, that's cool. Smack it together if it's got a little gappage, and then we're just going to go ahead and fast forward to the finish line. And that is how you do a pattern match carpet seam step by step on a funky pattern. If you have any questions about the carpet and flooring industry, you know to drop those right down below. As always, I truly appreciate you tuning into this. Thank you so much, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.